Wanna see you booty bounce. Wanna see you booty bounce. Booty bounce. Booty bounce. Yeah. Booty bounce. Booty bounce. Wanna see you bounce.
Hey girls, we are back. I had to pump it up because I'm a little tired. And yeah, what's up? As always, we're back. I have Erin. What's up, Erin?
What up with it?
I have Trey
Hello.
and Miss Pretty in Pink. I have Stevie. What's up, Stevie?
Hey y'all, what's up?
As usual, you know we got a little bit of checking in to do. How's my handsomes? How's everybody? Trey?
I was good until you started yelling.
Girl, Miss Thing, and you come on getting on this mic dry. I would prefer the yell than give a dry tea. So
Bitch,
what's up?
Okay, I'm not even gonna bring all my energy out today.
Answer the question.
The
How
bitch,
are you?
Because the bitch
in.
has been
Check
told.
in.
Can I speak then, ho? Jesus, God.
Check in.
Bitch, can I speak? God, put some CarMax on and let me speak. I am well. Yeah, like, bitch, I'm well. I'm home. Like, what the fuck? Like, what else am I checking in about? Like, nothing miraculous has happened to me.
Nothing going on.
I've been
Haven't had a
crying. That's
baby?
it.
What you crying about, girl?
No, no, let's be clear here. I really need, I think everyone needs a good cry. One good time. Like, I don't cry often. Like, you may catch me, like, every 2 months. But I'll cry, like, once a year. And it's needed. Like,
what's going on?
It's just life is fucking stressful, bitch.
Thank you. Say that.
What the fuck?
Let me say something. It's okay to cry.
But no, like, no, the thing about crying is it's not just like, oh, I'm so sad, like nothing's happening. Like, it's just like a release. Like, that's all it is. I'm not afraid to say I cry, but like, it's just like what it is, it happens. And it just comes when it's like everything is stressful. You take a moment. It's like a part of like my meditation. What the fuck is this Nefertiti like Egyptian dance? Girl, I
Hey,
can't.
Erin. What's up? How you been?
Good. I was dancing just now to a song in my head, but I haven't really been up to much. You know, school's out for summer, which doesn't really mean much for me because I'm going to be going to summer classes.
Unfortunately.
But, nothing.
When am I gonna see you on a screen? I'm ready to see you in a movie. What's going on with that? I'm sorry. Like, I need to see that beautiful face on my screen and on my TV. Not in the porn either.
Right, I was about to say, I was like, girl.
Right. I want to be direct.
You might see me on Coco Dorm, you know what I'm saying?
Hold on. I don't want to interrupt, but I posted a picture on my Instagram story of me and Erin, my bro, and I received a message saying, let's do a threesome. And I want to put this out that, bitch, I do not have sex with my brother. That's all I wanted to say.
And if so, all promotions, please send them to Trey. I am their manager. I will take all booking fees, booking information. Let me know.
I'm not doing that. Don't listen to that girl. She lying.
Nope. But yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm
Eric.
kind of excited for that OnlyFans page. IDK, man. I'm still working on my workings.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
I don't do nothing, y'all. Like, and it's actually true this time. I haven't really left the house that much. I don't really plan to.
But you've been knee deep in finals though, so
Yeah, for sure. This summer, y'all might see me out. You know, you might not. If you do, shake my hand, and that's it.
all right. So what's been going on, Stevie?
I've been in an ongoing battle with my allergies for like the last week and a half, but I'm not gonna dwell on that. I'm gonna talk about me being an uncle very real soon. I keep talking about that. Yeah, it's gonna be a new addition to my family. My sister is having a baby, and I'm really excited to see what bringing the baby into the family is gonna do. Like, is it gonna change the dynamic in the house? Is it gonna do, good things or bad things? I'm just really, really excited to have something, new and bring a new energy into the home.
That's what's up. We talked about that the other day, and I was, I'm really happy. And my sister is going to have a baby in a couple weeks as well. So, yeah.
My aunt is having a baby too.
I love. Baby.
Okay, I already have baby fever, so I can't really be around babies too much. But I'm like so excited.
But yeah, I've just been, school, and that's been it. Not really looking forward to the summer because, like Erin said, I'll be in summer school as well.
Bitches will still be fucking getting up.
I know.
Okay, let's be clear. Malik says this like not every weekend. He is not out there. Yeah.
I really don't like school though. I like
bitch, we know that.
I'm a student, but I don't like the structure of school, but I love to learn, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to my class. My class this summer is it's a theology class. I forget the name of it, but it's about examining why we have faith in the first place. And it goes across multiple religions. So I'm excited for that. It's definitely a core class. Like, I have to take a theology class for my core requirements, but I'm actually excited to take this one because I want to explore those reasons. I hate essays and I hate research papers though. So if I were to write something, I really prefer it to be fictional. So
Same.
Yeah. So but I love being in class, and I love like raising my hand, like the whole like novelty of like raising my hand and asking a question, and that kind of shit. Like, that still hasn't worn off. So
I can imagine you in class right now.
Yeah, I'll be in class like, sir, may I interject
with those black nails?
Yeah, So, but
I would hate you.
Yeah.
That's what's up. We're gonna go ahead and get into I don't even know what we're gonna be. We're gonna call this the icebreaker until we find.
Oh,
I know. Okay, the breakdown.
The breakdown.
Okay. Well, we're just gonna get into it. So, as y'all know, Stevie does live tweeting of my house.
Every Wednesday
through our page at on Twitter at him podcast. So I don't know if you're watching, but there was a point in the episode where Jelani Mizrahi was with his father, and his father was asked a question as to how did he accept his son, and how did his son come out to him, and whatever. But the situation happened where basically his father was explaining that he did support his son, but somewhere in the interview, the father just basically said that although he supports his son, his son is aware that he's not allowed to bring like his partners or any boyfriends to the family house. And I kind of wanted to pose the question, like, how do you interact with your parents, and what is the relationship with your parents' incapacity, like, to your love life or in regards to your love life? And just, I kind of wanted to start a conversation around that, because if you saw the episode, you kind of see that like Jelani is totally taken aback by his father saying that. So it's just like, I know that he's not the only one out there with that experience and with that story. So, I mean, I'm going to start off and say that I think my mother has always known that I was gay. And I think that when I was younger, my mom would say, she totally supported me, but at the same time, she didn't like my choice of lifestyle. And I think that that's a very conflicting headspace to be in, because of course you love your parents and you want acceptance, but how do you support someone and then tell them that you don't agree with their lifestyle? So yeah, like how is it with your family, Stevie?
Well, with my family, they accept me completely, but I think the connection with my mom is the most important one. When it came to me coming out of the closet and coming out of, being who I am, our bond became tighter than what it is right now. She was very confused as to why I was doing certain things. She didn't really understand it. She actually took herself to like the library and studied on the stuff and really, really wanted to be like, listen, if this is what my son is going to do, I'm going to love him regardless, no matter what. As far as my love life, she's like, when are you bringing your husband home? Like, girl, first of all, slow down. Give me a second. There's a lot of things that you have to do before you just bring in a husband. But she's been very, very supportive. All of my boyfriends and everything that I've dated and anyone I am interested in, she's all for it. Like, she's never been against it. My stepdad is a different story. He's coming around, but when it first hit the, the forefront, he was not for it. I had to really battle with him a lot to be myself. My mom, she was easy talking. My stepdad was always like on me, like, what's going on? Like, why are you not, you know how fathers can be sometimes.
Why do you have to be gay?
Right, without saying it, like, why do you have to be gay? But he was just not really understanding to it. But now he's come around and it's full circle and we're cool.
And I also wanted to add, there was also a point in the interview where Jelani's father had said, he said, of course, the father wants, their son to play football or basketball or, have these quote unquote, like masculine talents and like jobs. But Jelani vogues and he dances and yeah, it's a sport. And it's also, you get paid off of doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was so sad to hear, like, to see his face and just to see like his response to the things that his dad said. And actually, I was asking Erin about, this connection with his mom, and he was expressing some things. So like, how's the dynamic with your parents?
It's changed over time. In the beginning, like when I came out, it was pretty aggressive on both sides. I was like, I'm gay, please, like, just accept me, like, love me, whatever. And, they were Christian. Well, my mom was. My dad was more the, where did I go wrong? My son ended up gay type. But, we had a few fights, and there was like this line drawn in the sand. It was like, my mother was like, I love you. You're my son. I don't want to meet anybody that you're with. If you have a wedding, I'm not going to come. All that stuff. There was this whole thing where it was like the first play, like my first lead role I had done in a play like ever. And I was really excited. And it was the producers. And I played Carmen Gia, who was a gay character, a really flamboyantly, like, openly gay character. And I didn't tell my family on purpose who I was playing because I felt like they might not come until it was my fault. But it was until opening night when I told like my sister. And, act one of the play, like I was out there, whatever. And then like, it wasn't until intermission that I learned that my entire family had decided not to come. And my mother told me, she was like, you knew we weren't going to come. Like, that's why you didn't tell us. Like, she's like, we're not going to come and support that. And, that caused a lot of division. But, that I haven't talked about that ever. That was wild. Yeah. But, yeah.
And I'm sorry. So did your sister warn them?
She told the rest of my family, and they all decided not to come because of who I was playing and the character I was playing. Over time, that's evolved a little bit. I became the person that says, oh, it's okay if you don't like support. I just want you to love me still. Like, don't disown me, And they never did that. So, and I think I was satisfied with that for a while. But the older you get, the more you open up and the more you learn things about yourself and what you want from life. And what I wanted changed. And it was like, only recently have I begun to have conversations with my mother about like, I'm going to get married. I'm going to have kids, like, and if you want to be a part of that, you're going to have to rearrange some of the things that you think. And her response so far has been very resigned. She's like, you're not really giving much of a choice. She's like, it's either I make myself a part of it or, I lose you. And she's like, I don't want to lose you. You're my son. I love you. So she's like, I don't have a choice. I guess I have to. And I'm like, I guess you do. And, I'm just hoping that, she'll come around in time. But I love her too much to cut her off. Like it would be cutting a piece of me off to do that. So, I'm just hoping.
Yeah, and I think that's also like it's conflicting being Black and gay because I mean we are endeared to our family, so it's just like it's excruciating to break those ties if you're able to break them at all.
And like my mother and I always been so close. Like
Y'all look like twins. She literally
Yeah.
spit you out of her mouth.
we look exactly alike, and all the things that I love came from her. My love for English, for reading, for chai tea, for
Glasses.
like glasses, fragrances, like all the little things that I'm interested in. Like they all came from her, and she's a huge part of who I am, and it's like I can't just like leave her behind, but it's like I have my life to live also, so it's difficult to navigate. I bring up the conversation every month or so, and we have it, and it's hard and it sucks, and then we move on to easier stuff, and then we're smiling and laughing again. But eventually that subject's gonna have to be broached like really hard and tough, because as I get older and I get closer to finding someone, like, girl, you're gonna have to get it together, or because it's like I'm gonna give you grandchildren, and they gonna want to be with it. My mom, she wants to be called Dula, which is grandmother, I think, in German. My nephews and nieces, that my sister's kids, they call her that, and I was like, if my kids are gonna want their Dula, so you're gonna have to get it together. So yeah.
I want to share an embarrassing truth, but when I was younger, and when I say younger, like middle school, high school, I told myself I wanted to be white because I felt like it was more acceptable to be white and gay.
Same.
And that's the truth. Back in the day, at least, and of course I've grown. I definitely don't have that mentality now, and I know, I am who I am, but. That's the headspace that I was in when I was, younger, when I first came out. And my question I had to you is, to gain acceptance from family and other people, do you think that by setting an ultimatum or giving your family an ultimatum, is that the way to acceptance, or is it, having those conversations and, picking at it every time and to gain progression? Does that make sense?
It does. I think it depends on the situation. It depends on how it started, on how you came out. It depends on how they reacted at first, how far they've come in the intervening years. Because, some people react differently to different things. I think if it was anyone other than my mother and I laid that in front of her, because I pretty much laid it out as an ultimatum, a soft one, I guess, but definitely one. And if it had been someone else, they probably would not have responded, the way my mother did. And I think that the reason why she responded the way she did is because we have all those years of history. It's like she's been like as much my friend as she's been my mother.
Right.
And, we have a bond that extends beyond like, oh, you're my son and I took care of you and everything. It's like we enjoy the same things, and we have years of us going and doing things together and, whatever. So if I lay that out to, a different type of person, or like I know some of my friends' mothers, it's like, if I laid it out to them, if that had been my mother, it's like it would have been a whole different situation. It probably would have blew up and went somewhere different. So you kind of have to like, read the room. Even though in your hurt and in your anger, when you really like put thought to these types of things, you want to lay it out as an ultimatum, but it's like, think about what you're losing.
Yeah.
This is a different relationship than, some friends, or, like a boyfriend, or like
whoever you've shared in your life.
Yeah, it's different than that. And this is, this is a bond that's deeper than that. I'm not saying everybody has those type of relationships with their parents, but like, this is different. This is stronger, and so you want to be careful to approach it, but it depends on the situation. Sometimes it's necessary, and sometimes it's better to have to ease it in, So I've been doing both. Like, I started out as a soft ultimatum, and then we've been having conversations because I really don't want to lose her. Yeah. So yeah.
And Trey, what's your dynamic with your mother and father, or have you introduced him to boyfriends before, or what's going on?
I'm private with all parts of my personal life from my family. So me and my family, I think we have a weird dynamic. I don't share much of anything unless I want to. I remember they found out that I even had a boyfriend because I posted it on Facebook by accident, just because I was not thinking. Mm-hmm. But they know I'm gay. Like I came out through like a text. Like it was like nonchalant shit for me. And so I have already accepted and loved myself. So for me, I don't really care. So for them to say like if I brought a man around and they had like the biggest fight of my life, it would just be like, okay, like I don't really. It would be hurtful, yeah, but I just don't care. Like at this point, like I've loved myself and I'm accepting who I am. And if you can't do that, I'm good with me. And so my family, we talk about it often. I mean, like they know I want kids like tomorrow. They know I want to be married. They know like everything.
Right.
I say it in front of them. I just don't. I'm just a personal person, so like I don't bring men around in general. I think I get that from like my aunts and uncles who dated but never brought anyone really around the family until it was really, really, really serious. So for me, like I just learned from them and just like I'm not you don't take it personal. I just don't bring anyone around until I'm comfortable enough to know for myself I love this person through everything. Nothing my parents can say about anything that they do would reflect them and just like make me change my decision on that person. So for me, I don't want to say I just don't give a fuck about my parents and their thoughts of who I'm dating because bitch, I couldn't give a fuck about theirs. So why does it matter? But I know that everyone doesn't have that luxury.
Yeah.
And I know that there's people out there that don't get the chance to fully be themselves because there is a boundary and a blockade from their true selves and their parents accepting. I mean, being with someone is just an extension of who you are. So with them, your parents not accepting it, it's kind of cutting off a limb.
Yeah.
And you're like walking around trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Yeah. So,
I think that the type of relationship that me and my mother have, like, girl, we be talking about dick, sucking dick, everything, like, and first of all, even before like my mother knew I was gay, she's always been, I hate to say, terribly open about sex. And now that I am who I am now, it's just she's been supportive and she is supportive, and I'm happy just because I need my mom and I love my mom. And as I've gotten older, obviously my wants and my needs have changed, and one of my biggest goals is to fall in love and to be married and have a family. So yeah. One question that I do want to pose to you is, to all of you, is that we had a conversation with someone, and there are a lot of people who are out to their friends and like work people and whatever associates, but their parents do not know that they're gay. And my question to you is, what is some advice you can give people to even bring up the conversation, to open up to their parents, and not even to say like, I'm gay, but just to start a conversation in hopes to become comfortable to get to that point to let, open up. Because we had that you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm that type of person. I came out to my friends before my family. But that was just because I think you have to become more comfortable with yourself at first. I think with friends, I don't want to say friends are often disposable, but friends, if they act a certain way, that friendship will be over, and you just know, like, okay, I told them, but my life isn't really over. With your family, you those are the people that are supposed to love you no matter what. They're your bloodline, like, and you don't want to cut that off. So I would say you have to grow to be comfortable. Once you grow in comfortability with yourself, then you start the discussion of, hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm about. I love me. I want you to join in the love of me. But if you can't love me, I'm not changing who I am for your satisfaction or your comfort at this point anymore. And so I think that's how the start of the discussion has to start with you.
Yeah.
and you and your comfortability with who you are. Erin, do you have anything, love?
I was still trying to gather my thoughts.
you ain't got time, bitch.
It's it goes back to what I said before about kind of reading the room. Because sometimes it's better to rip it off like a Band-Aid, and then other times it's better to start discussions. There isn't really much advice I can give in the vein of ripping it off like a Band-Aid. You just go and be like, "What's up?" Yeah. But with starting discussions, I'm not sure. I mean, my mom used to do this thing. Well, this is what she does with things that she's not sure about. When she's not sure if she should support it or not, she expresses her opinion, but then later she goes and researches it. And then she sends me like an article. Like when I joined the Navy, she was distraught because she didn't want me to join the military. And then I gave her a few days, and then she started sending me articles like a day in the life of a sailor, you know, because she like went and did research. She's like, okay, well, I want you to understand because I'm starting to understand, you know. So maybe you could start with just talking about, you know, pop culture things, or maybe an article that you saw that features somebody that is a part of the LGBT community, to kind of like get a feel for how they feel, because to know that is a little better than, you know, in certain situations to know how they feel first, or get like a feel for how they maybe would feel is better than just ripping it off. Maybe start talking about like, oh yeah, I saw this one thing, or oh, I watched an episode of this show with this whatever, and it was pretty cool because they did this, or you know, whatever, and just like kind of see how they respond. Like Trey said, it is better to know yourself first. Coming out to your friends can definitely help. That's what I did as well. For me, it was really important to prove to my father that I was still the same person. That like me, like the actual act of me saying I'm gay didn't change me like at my core. Like I didn't grow horns and start laughing like really loud, and
which is so crazy that you have to put it to yourself like that, but that's what it is.
I had to like, so it was very important for me to be like, hey, you know, I'm still me. I'm still your son. Like the only thing that's changed is that now you're aware of this part of my life that's been me is from the very beginning. But I kind of wish I could go back and just kind of like maybe like get a feel for how he felt first. So maybe start talking about articles, or mention a book or a TV show or a YouTube clip that you saw, you know, whatever that you found interesting, or that, you know, whatever. And the thing about parents is that they usually can kind of know already, because they know you, they raised you. So it's like, yeah, you know, parents usually know already. So it's like, you kind of starting this dance that you do around the subject until you get to the center, and that's fine, you know. So if you bring it up, just bring it up. Maybe talk about it a little bit. Maybe they'll know what you're trying to get at. Maybe they might start the conversation before you do. You know, you never know. So yeah, that's my advice. Just like start with like something small, something that you saw, something that you read, you know, whatever.
I just want to say, basically, just, you know, do what you have to do to make the relationship in your family good. Especially when it comes to loving yourself. Like, when it comes to, you know, the dynamic of keeping your family like in your business and how much you want to tell them, just make sure that you're okay with yourself first, and everything else will fall into place. That's pretty much what I have to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I would just say, yeah, I just think it's to just rip the Band-Aid off. I think all of the
That is easier said than done.
yeah, but I'm giving my advice.
But no, I know you're giving your advice.
But yeah, I just think that, you know, when you're trying to make progress, especially with, you know, just sexual identity and just your personal life, you have to, you know, let people know that this is me at all costs, and you just have to go with it. I think that I known people like 30-year-olds who've, and I'm not saying I'm not speaking down about the situation, but I had a friend who literally was married for almost at least 10 years, and just up and boop, just came out and said he was gay. Literally those whole 10 years was agony and just strife and just a mess because he refused to come out as a gay man. So, and you know, things happen the way that they happen. He has 2 beautiful kids out of the marriage and everything. But the fact that you like went through 10 years of angst and just indecision, it really makes me like it boggles my mind. So I just think again that you want to be who you are and be yourself, and just I think that the best way to do that is just rip the Band-Aid off.
I also I don't want to say that or make it seem like those who are still closeted or haven't come out yet, or whatever. We don't want to put any pressure on you, because everyone has their reasons as to why they have not begun to live publicly in their truth. If you haven't done it yet, or you don't see yourself doing it for a little while yet, that's fine. Even if you never come out, that's fine. The important thing is that you love you. Sometimes you loving you can end with you coming out because you no longer want to live in that shadow. But that depends, so like, I never want to make anyone feel like they have to, whatever. All things happen in time. So babe, like my advice is take your time. If you're not ready to pull the Band-Aid off just yet, then
no race.
It's fine. You don't have to do it yet. It's not required. Just take your time and do it when you feel ready.
Yep. So
we'll be right back.
Wanna see you booty bounce.
Hey, this is Malik, and you're listening to Him. Make sure to visit our Twitter and Instagram at Him Podcast, and also step into our world at himpodcast.com. Love you, babies.
Booty bounce. Booty bounce. Booty bounce. Booty bounce. Booty bounce. Wanna see you bounce. Get up, get up, get up, get up.
All right, we are back. I hope you enjoyed that break. So I kind of wanted to get into an interesting topic. I think that living in New York, we are some very social boys and girls. I know that, well, I go out a lot, and when I say out, just not to clubs, but just, dinners, brunches, movies, and such. And one thing that I've realized, and one thing that I kind of seen people talking about, is the disappearing of like Black spaces, Black clubs, and just literally places to hang out. And I really wanted to pose a question as into, if we don't have gay bars and gay clubs and gay spaces to have fun and to explore and to do what we do as gay men, where do we go? Where do we have fun? Where do we meet men? And how do we like fellowship and have a community if there's like, how do you have church if there's no church? So yeah, like that's my question.
Girl, the question is, where do you?
Yeah, where do you go? Like, so if there's no spaces to commune as Black gay men, where would you say we go?
I think,
and is there a reason as to why you see Black gay clubs disappearing?
I think for the first question, I think it depends. I mean, you go home, like you're in the comfort of your own home now. I mean, you guys come to my dorm often for like meetings and shit. We ain't congregating,
right?
But it's still like, I just don't like. I may be confused, so bitch.
No. Okay, so basically, I remember back home in Virginia, there are no clubs for Black gay people to go to. We have to share spaces with white gays. And in The Wave is White, in 757, so I'm not driving an hour away where I live. I'm staying local.
Oh yeah, no. It's
so in your home, in your community, if there's no spaces to meet men, to party, to hang out, where do you go?
Your home, like you find
that's not. You can't throw a party in your house. That's
but
what I'm saying.
my thing is, I feel like you're saying Like he brought up an example, but then you're like, my community, I want one 25 minutes away.
Right.
Like,
no, that's an hour
unless
away,
you're
so
going,
that's not,
unless you're going to create it your damn self. I don't know where else can you go.
no. I think that. Well, I think the reason
If you don't
why
want to travel.
I think the reason why there are a few reasons why there are not black establishments. I think one of the reasons is just how we are perceived as black gay men. I think that a lot of the the stigma that is surrounding the black man, but not only the black gay man, doesn't really leave spaces for us to fellowship and for us to commune. I also think that a lot of the clubs shut down because black people don't know how to act. And I don't, I know that may sound problematic, but a lot of the gay clubs are shut down. Black gay clubs are shut down because the girls is doing drugs. The girls is fighting. The girls is like doing a lot. So those are some of the main reasons as to like why we don't have spaces. But the reason why we can't open up spaces because it takes money to actually open up a club. You know what I'm saying? So we're challenged economically as well. You have to have credit to, and I just feel like you have to have credit and money to open up a club. So, I mean, bitch, I know I don't have no money to to open up a club. So I'm kind of like forced to go to these clubs that are like predominantly white. And I feel claustrophobic. I don't like the music. And it's not really a good time, but I'm just more or less going out because literally those are the only spaces to do my thing.
And it's no shade to the white gays, y'all do y'all thing. What? No, for real.
What?
No, I'm saying like I don't want to. I don't want to make our white audience feel weird.
Oh,
they know what this is.
But like Malik said, the importance of black spaces. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to have those spaces because we have different experiences and worldview. And I said this before. Like being around my people, like it boosts me. Like what I'm saying, it fills my energy back up. And I have been settling for just like gay energy or like LGBT energy, like or being around my people. But I want to be around my black people. And I live in Brooklyn, and the only place that I can think of that I could go to get my black energy is Trappy Hour, which is in Harlem. And that is a full like hour and change of a commute. And then if I'm there right. And if I'm there past midnight, it's even longer because, the train, or on the weekend, it's even longer because, the longer you stay in Harlem, the longer it's going to take you to get home. And, going to different boroughs is a hot mess. Not all listeners live in New York City, but girl, if you live in Brooklyn, you're not trying to go to Manhattan by itself is a trip,
Talk about Long Island, sis,
Girl, anybody going out there?
That's what I'm saying.
So
I live there, and it's a lot for me to get to some of the places.
Nobody's coming to visit.
That's okay, and I come visit y'all. But let me tell you something. When it comes to us coming out and having a good time, bitch, I come out, I shake some things, and I break some things. Cause bitch, I know it's the commute going back is going to be a fucking hassle. So yeah, the spaces that we get in like Trappy Hour, bitch, make sure you make it do what it do.
So I go to the Ritz, I go to Industry, I go to both Boxers, and those places are cool, but like they are predominantly white, and the energy is different. You know what I'm saying? Like it's being around all black people. You don't have to do anything extra. You know what I'm saying? You can just 100% relax and just be you. You know what I'm saying? And there's not that expectation. There's no weird like tenseness in the air. You don't have to be looking out for people being problematic or saying something like weird to you, whatever. You can just let yourself be. And that is so important, especially in our social political climate. Like we have to have that space. And in the absence of that, it's like I'm settling. So it's like my energy's not getting filled up. So I stop going out because I'm like, I don't, I want to go out and I want to dance and drink and, whatever. But it's like, I don't want to be in these spaces with y'all. Like
sometimes I stop giving a fuck. I just go in there sometimes and not even care.
I mean, yeah, like I do that too, but it's like Malik said, the music, like, I don't want to dance to Britney Spears all night.
But
I
if they play a
also
Spice Girl bop, bitch, I'm in there getting there, bitch.
know what I'm saying, like,
Once in the blue.
hit the Britney Spears,
One more time.
give it to me. But I don't want to hear Britney Spears and then have that followed up by some more Britney Spears, and then and then if you dare to play a song that I like, it's like a club mix, so you're not playing the whole song, or it's like overridden with like and I'm like, I just want to hear the song, like,
Going to the bathroom.
you know what I'm saying, like, so I'm like, I'm not enjoying the music, I'm sipping my drink and I'm just sitting there, you know what I'm saying, and like the white gays are like undulating all around me, and I'm like, y'all are having fun. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not. Like, and so I'm like, why did I get dressed and come all the way to fucking Manhattan? Right, just to be like, well, girl, what am I even doing here? And like,
I also said something about the commute, because bitch, if you come out and you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and you got all that travel to go back, bitch, you better make it the best.
I should hear a song other than Formation. Like, Snow Shade, play that, because that'll get me up. But like, Formation in a sea of Charlie XCX and Britney Spears is like annoying. You know what I'm saying? I need a little more than that.
I want to just add that also when I'm at like these mixed or white clubs, I kind of feel like a science experiment while I'm there. So it turns right. It's not really like when I'm in a black club, it's very celebratory. It's we are congregating, we're fellowshipping, we're voguing, we're doing this, But when I'm at a white club, I feel like I'm being watched and they're taking notes on how to be black or how to be gay, and it's just like,
don't ask me to do no extra dance. Just trying to learn in your mirror, girl.
And that was another thing that I wanted to say on our just our episode about the white community versus the black gay community, and it's just like, I'm not a fucking science project. I'm not a research project where you come to my spaces and you come to my venues to like research me, to see how I interact and to see what I give. And that's like what white gays give. Another reason I think that the white community, like specifically in New York City, they fetishize black men. And it's such a awkward space to be in, because like when coming from the South, black gay men really don't date white men, white gay men. And so moving here, it's been full of diversity, obviously, the gay community, but I just feel like it's just very much it's late. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go out, I want to have a good time. I don't want to have to teach somebody how to speak to me. I don't want to tell a white person, don't say the word nigga. It's just so many T's, and it's just like, I don't have time to be a teacher and a daycare and to take care of someone. I'm out here to spend my money. I'm out here to get drunk, to have fun, to see my girls, and that's that. And I wish we had more spaces where we can, unwind and be ourselves. And
oh yeah, I forgot about Langston's. You ever been to Langston's?
I have.
Stop promoting that club, girl. That club is a hot mess, but it's a black space. It's a hot mess, but it is a good
I have never
space.
been to Langston's.
I'll take you.
I've never been, but where is it? Where is it? It's in.
It's like on Atlantic Avenue.
It's in Brooklyn.
It's in Brooklyn. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's cool. I could.
Don't go back.
It's in Crown Heights. Now hold on a second. That's around the corner from where I live at.
It is. It's probably real close to you, but don't go by yourself.
So what days is that a thing?
Friday nights they always have.
Wow, look at us. Langston, cut us a check. But yeah, I forgot about Langston. So, but like other than Langston's in like Trappy Hour, which is one night at Harlem Nights, it's not even ever. I can't think of a place that is predominantly black, and it's. There are those that would say, oh, why do you want a predominantly black space? And it's like, because all these other spaces are predominantly white. Nobody wants to, those that are not black don't want to acknowledge that. But it's like those spaces are created and catered towards, people that aren't black. And, so I want a space that's catered to me and my peeps, because
there's also like this misconception that like black people don't have money or we don't spend money or and I think that's why there are not really a lot of spaces that cater not only to black gay men but just black people in general. Me and Stevie went to City Vineyard. Actually, me, Stevie, and Damien went to City Vineyard yesterday, and it was literally, well, I mean, anywhere you hang out in Manhattan is predominantly white. But I mean, literally, like everybody was white, and we were the only black people in there. It was a black girl in there, and she was with her white friends, and the whole time you should see her face because she was like
Trying to fit in.
You know, like she wasn't connecting to her friends, and I kind of wanted to be like, girl, sis, come over and have a glass of wine with us because your friends is not, clearly your friends are not giving what you want. It was, you could see how uncomfortable she was in the setting, you know? And I feel that when I go to these spaces, I'm treated like as a second class citizen because like I think again when you see a white person at a bar and you see me, they're obviously going to help the white person first because they feel as though that they're going to buy more or they feel like they have more money. So I think
or they're going to get a tip if they help them and not me, you know.
bitch, I spent $80 at the bar last night.
Yeah, and I am and I always have been a heavy tipper. Now I'm not advertising myself to potential bartenders so much as like just proving the point that, you know, when I come out to spend my money, I'm here to spend my money. You know what I'm saying? I want a drink and I want you to make it right. So I'm gonna give you a tip so that you can make my drink right. You know, like.
And let me tell you, Erin has favorite bartenders, and he tips his bartenders well.
You know, if you catch my eye, if you cute and you make a real good drink and you smile at me once or twice, I'm a sucker. Especially if I've already been drinking.
If I felt it on the first sip, baby, that's what
You're going to get my coin, and that's terrible.
That's it.
Honestly. But you know, that's off subject and absolutely awful. But you know.
And I also think that like one thing that I hate. Black people, when another black person starts a club or starts a business, like we have to support them immediately. Like, don't try to wait until you see what the tea is given, because like black gay men are they are infamous for just like trying to wait for something to be hot or pop off or something. Well, that's just people in general, but specifically to like the gay community, it's just like once they're, you know, promote black promoters and just like black people who are trying to get businesses and products off of the ground, and we just really have to start being in house and supporting like our fellow gay members of the community, and then like just black people in general.
So it's like where does this begin? How do we get something going? I mean, I know like it's gonna take a shit ton of work, and it's more than just like saying something, but like I want to create a thing, like you know, like someplace that's, I don't know, centrally located, that's not like super far from everyone, and, you know, a place that we can go that's not, you know, just like one place. We got to go to this one place every time. You know, I want to have. Oh my God, I found another place. Wow, maybe we're wrong. No, there's Ode to Babel. That's not specifically a gay place. It's more mixy, but it's a place that me and some of my friends hit on Saturday nights, and they play the really good music. Yeah. It is rather small, but it tends to be predominantly black, and it's in Brooklyn. Yeah. So there's that place, and I love that place. But whenever I think about these places that are predominantly black, they're always small. I want a bigger space. You know, like Boxers is ridiculously big. You know, especially the one in Chelsea. Like it's just like a really open space for no reason, and. So I want a space where we can spread out. We don't have to be all clustered up against each other. But I mean, like, I don't. Where does that start? Like, I want to know how do we get that off the ground? Like,
so this is so like, I don't know if this helps or if this is even relevant to what we're talking to, but I think it is. So I was reading Negroland by Margot Jefferson, and basically it's a memoir about to her family, and she talks about how back in the day, well, she's from a suburb of Chicago, and they used to refer to it as Negroland. And Negroland was basically this neighborhood of affluent black families, and they would have a newspaper about all of the accomplishments and goings-ons of the black community. And like, I remember someone talking about like a gay magazine in New York that used to be published, and it would give like all of the teas, like, you know, where to hang out at the hot spots, you know, what was going on in the city. And I really want to like bring back a publication to really like connect us as a community. And I think that because we're so all over the place when it comes to like, you know, what's going on in our community. And I think that would be, you know, the girls don't read, but I feel like that would be a start to connecting us, you know?
I know that somebody out there either has this idea or is trying to make that happen. So reach out, you know, well, hurry up, but also reach out. Maybe there's something that we could do to help, or, you know, like maybe there's, you know, I don't know, like anything that we could do. Cause, you know, there are way too many black creatives out there, especially in New York City. Like, you know, there are writers out there so it's like, I know that one of y'all has this idea or is already trying to make it happen. And, you know, there not really too many people know about it yet. So reach out to us, you know, because, in the end, like, we want to bring our community together. So the only way to do that is to connect and network with each other. So
Yeah, I live, and I always like this. Quick, one of my dreams or goals is to open up a club one day. Like, not, and I ain't talking about within the next 2 years or 5 years, but have a night where we can like really, because no shade to the New Yorkers, I feel like us Southerners really know how to party, and and I just could see myself like hosting a really cunt night for the girls, like some place where you can Vogue, because the New York doesn't really have Vogue rooms.
wow, I miss Colors, and so Colors is in Richmond, and every night, they would play the Vogue beats
In that room.
and that room, it was a big room, and the girls would go in, and that used to be one. Oh, those were my favorite Saturday nights. I used to love that.
And I think about tracks in Atlanta, and like, then I haven't been in Atlanta, stayed in Atlanta in a minute, but back when I was living there, like, tracks used to have this like gargantuan like dance floor, but they would also have this room, a different room where you can go. They play beats all night. So we would be, on the main floor dancing for like going off. Then, we would go to the Vogue room to get our life right quick. Then go back to the dance floor
That
to get a
sounds
girl
amazing.
some more.
I would love to see that.
And then like also in there, like, J setting is really big in the South too.
Yes.
So the girls can J set in the Vogue room.
J setting is huge in Michigan too. I grew up watching. A lot of my friends are J setters. My friend Johnny, he's amazing. So, yeah, like that. Let's see. What would my place? I think my club would be called Bussy.
Club Bussy.
Club Bussy. And it'll be in cursive on the sign. To add an element of class. But yeah, no, I mean, like, I think, we need to create, because we were talking about this in our very first episode, creating, safe spaces.
Yeah.
And, this would definitely be one of them. I mean, I'm not like, clearly we're not like, oh, we're going to get off this podcast today and go make one.
Oh, no.
Like in the fucking Sims, but just, maybe we got to start taking some steps, like to create some more spaces. Like, this is the city of opportunity, and we've got to make something happen, because I miss having that. Like, I miss my black gaze, like you guys fill me with energy, and I love being around you. So,
Stevie, what would your club be called?
I don't have a name for a club. I haven't even thought that hard. I don't know. Maybe Stevie's or something like. I don't. Girl, listen, man, But I think that honestly, with us bringing this topic, I think that the people who listen to us should like give us some ideas and send us some ideas of what they think that would be a good idea for us to make a space for people.
maybe like in the more events. I mean, I know we got the summer coming up, and there's Moby Fest, there's Slay Fest, there's Afropunk is a really big draw for queer, like and it's fantastic, and I love those things, and maybe we can bring some more of those. Maybe they don't always have to be in the summer. Maybe they can be in the fall. Like just whatever. So. And again, I know there's some of y'all out there that already has ideas and things already in motion. So we're just not aware of them. So let us know, bring us into the circle. Bring us into the circuit. We want to be there. We want to support.
Alrighty. So that was that was cute. It's time to do our jams of the week. Does everybody have their songs? So I'm going to start off. Tinashe, when you're good, you're good. When she's great, she's great. I was on Instagram and I saw everybody like screenshot this song and put it on their Instagram story, and I listened to it and I have not stopped listening to it since. It is Ooh La La by Tinashe, and it is my jam. Like I said, when Tinashe gets it right, she gets it right, and that's all I'm gonna say.
My jam of the week is by Bridget Kelly. She just brought out a new album. It's called Reality Bites. The song is called In the Gray. It's basically her talking about being in like that weird place of you guys are really, really good in the relationship, but what do you do when your relationship is like in the middle? Where do you find like a common ground? Where do you guys get over arguments? Where do you guys, take your relationship to the next step? Bridget Kelly just released this album, and I really enjoy her as an artist, but yeah, that's my jam of the week. In the Gray. So
I ain't got nothing new. My jam of the week is "Pray You Catch Me" by Beyonce. Okay. I revisit the Lemonade album from time to time just to refresh my spirit, and I love that song. It's so beautiful, like from beginning to end, and I love the lyrics. And I'm always singing it in the bathroom or in the shower. just like to myself, just to like test out like the notes. And I love Beyonce. So that's my jam. I encourage you all to revisit Lemonade and just like, take some time for reflection. Just let her fill you back up because, I know we've been drained recently. So, do your thing.
Oh, I'm back. I was gone, I guess. But my jam of the week is New Light by John Mayer. It's a new song and I love it. So yeah.
Real quick before we do, I just want to slide in real quick with a quick word.
Slide in,
I wanted to say something about my friend's podcast that just returned to the waves.
There we go.
It's called Off Book, the Black Theater podcast. It features a playwright, an actress, and a journalist, and they talk about exploring and exploring their lives in NYC as related to Black theater. The hosts are Drew Shade, who's the creator of Broadway Black, Amber Iman, who is a celebrated actress, and Danya Love, who is a fantastic playwright. They're all Black, and it's just them talking about their lives and what they're interested in, and Black theater, and it's fantastic. It went away for a while, and I was really sad about it. But they just returned, and they're back to stay. So they're on SoundCloud, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts. I'm sure they're going to be expanded beyond that very soon. You can search them, Off Book Black Theater Podcast, to take a listen. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I love it, and I've nenever heard of a podcast about Black theater. So.
Oh my God, Broadway Black. Drew created it, and it has blown up. It's a focus on Black in theater, and it's such a rich history there. And he capitalizes on it and makes it so available and approachable to everyone. So please check it out.
Amen. Well, any final thoughts? Going once? Going twice? Nothing. Hey, Afro.
Y'all, no more braids for a while. I'm sorry in advance. Yeah.
Yes, bitch. Let that hair breathe for a little bit.
I'm
girl,
letting it
you
breathe.
do them braids to the hair out, to the braids to the hair out.
Right.
I
leave my hair out for one day and then I braid it back up. And my scalp is tired of me. So
it's gonna read you. You're right.
No, my scalp read me out last night. It was like, girl, nah, I know that you're trying to be cute for the boys, but you need to get your life together. So y'all gonna get Afro Puff me for a while. Deal with it. And that's it.
As always, we love you. Anybody who's listened to the show, we thank you for the DMs. We thank you for the emails, the support, just everything. And that's it for this week. As always, we will be in your ear every Wednesday. We drop at midnight on Wednesday. So, for the girls who up at midnight, we get you, and it'll be perched and sitting ready for you for my early morning girls. If you're asleep at midnight. But yeah, it's been cute. I love y'all. And we love y'all. And yeah, we'll talk to you later.
Yeah, baby.
Bye.
Wanna see you booty bounce. Wanna see you booty bounce.